Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 4 YouTube video. Today is going to be a little bit different of a video. I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on the new Horse Ranch pack. I know this is a bit late because the trailer came out on Thursday, I believe, but I needed some time to process it and get all my thoughts down so I could tell you guys my official thoughts on this pack. So what I'm going to do, if you haven't really seen too much information about this Horse Ranch pack or you're new to The Sims, I'm going to show you guys what is expected in this pack first and then give my final opinions on it. So let's go do that really quickly and then I will tell you how I feel about it. So this is the website I normally use. It's the Sims community. I'm sure everyone knows it if you're in the Sims 4 community, but if you're new, this is a website basically that gives literally every new piece of stuff coming to The Sims is on this website right here, and they put on everything that they noticed from the trailer from the horse pack. So this is also for me to refresh on exactly what we saw during that trailer because there's a lot to unpack in that trailer. But let's get started. So they added a lot more stuff. So we kind of already know that, you know, horses are definitely in the pack. We also have, you know, many goats and many sheeps that are coming with the pack as well, which I'm super excited. Some people aren't. I am thrilled for the sheeps and goats. Apparently the goats can faint, so that's going to be my favorite thing. You can also make nectar, and I thought when watching the trailer that they were making wine, so I was like, oh, that's so cool, but I guess they can't call it wine in The Sims, so I'm pretty sure it is the nectar making. You also have the competitive events, the show jumping, and I think they did more like ranch stuff as well with, I'm not in equestrian, so I don't know if I have this correctly, but they did show kind of like the barrel runs where they go through like the barrel, like more of like Western horse events as well, which is quite cool. I also did notice that children can ride horses as well, which is quite exciting because your Sims now can kind of go through their career, maybe in horses. Well, obviously horses, but my point is like maybe I'm hoping that the kids can do like the show jumping and the competitive events as well, and not just, you know, the teens and up. So that would be really, really cool. I also notice that it seems to be open world, obviously. I feel the more we get expansion packs, the more open world they make it. So I'm super excited to see how much of the world we can actually explore on our horses. They also added line dancing, which weirdly I'm quite excited for as well. I can't really dance in real life, but if my Sims can dance, that's fine. And they also added some new gnomes. We kind of figured that. I mean, that's really not that exciting, but I mean, we got some new gnomes. And here is more so of the pictures of the horses. This is the animals we're getting. So I'm curious to see exactly what breeds of horses we're getting in this pack as well. I'm impatient and I just wish that they would come out and say exactly what breeds or like what is expected with this horse pack. I will say that I noticed in this trailer that it's more Western style, which is fine. I'm not mad about that, but I wish they added some English saddles. I used to do horseback riding when I was a kid, and normally you use English saddles for like show jumping and like dressage and stuff like that. Like you don't use a Western saddle. So maybe some modders will be gracious enough to make some English saddles and that we can review in the future. But for right now, all I've noticed is the Western. Not that I'm complaining about it, but it would be nice to see at least one English saddle in the pack. There's also this mini sheep, which I am in love with. I love sheeps, and this instantly stole my heart. I don't know how people aren't excited to see these sheeps in game. There's also these mini goats as well. Apparently they can faint. Like right here it says fainting. Obviously we know goats headbutt you, and they scream a lot too, but I'm just wondering how the animation looks when they faint. Like, what does that look like? We got some new community lots as well. The bar I'm not too shocked with. Every time we get an expansion pack, there's always a bar, museum, gym, and like a library, but maybe they've taken out the museum. I don't know why we have museums in The Sims, to be honest. We also have the stable. What I'm most curious about with this stable right here is how much of it we can actually explore. Like, I don't know if this would be a rabbit hole when they go into the stables. I'm sure out here is very much active, but can we go into the stables? Like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? We also, the nectar making that I was telling you guys, it looks like it's wine making, but it's just nectar making. And this was in The Sims 3 as well. So I'm not surprised that they probably brought it back for The Sims 4 as well, because a lot of the stuff that was seen in The Sims 3, they've kind of transferred over into The Sims 4. There's also competitive events, much like the Finchwick Fair in The Sims 4. Cottage living, if you played with that for a little bit, it is quite cool. This is a similar event to it too, so I'm wondering exactly if this is a rabbit hole. In The Sims 3, it was a rabbit hole where your Sims went off and did the competitive events and you couldn't really follow them. So I'm wondering if they came back and made it a little bit more active for your Sims. That would be amazing if they did that. They also, again, have the show jumping, which is quite cool. I'm curious to see exactly how it all looks with the animations and stuff like that. I'm sure we all are, but this was like one of the most things that I was excited about was show jumping, because because I used to, when I did horseback ride, I used to not do show jumping, but we jumped on like the little poles and stuff like that. I don't even know what you call them. I haven't done it in so long, but they also, again, you can trot around the world as well. So that'll be cool. I got this idea, an epiphany that came over me last night when I was playing The Sims, but I know like in, with cottage living, it didn't really, like, it wasn't like set to one world. Like you obviously could have your chickens and your cows wherever you wanted to. So I'm curious to see if the horses can like not swim in the water, but like in Sulani and some of those like water worlds, if they can go in the water just a little bit. Like I don't want to drown the horses obviously, but I'm just saying like if you could go in to the water with them, that would be quite cool. You could start a business off of it too, maybe. You have line dancing as well, which I, again, weirdly excited for. I've never done line dancing in my entire life. It looked pretty fun in the trailer, I'm not gonna lie. Apparently also they have a nectar ghost potion. I'm not really sure exactly what this is, but they will turn back into a sim. So it's kind of like, what's it called? Ambrosia in The Sims, where you can like bring back a sim from the dead. Well, you can now make a nectar ghost potion to bring them back into sim form. So if ambrosia is a little too hard to get, you should be able to use the ghost potion to get that. I'm not sure exactly why this is a big deal, but there are new gnomes in The Sims. I mean, I'm not big for gnomes in The Sims. I could do without them, but they are pretty cute. I think Harvest Fest, and they creep me out because my Sims have never had good luck with gnomes. There's also, I guess, a Barbie horse right here. Looks pretty cool. I know when I saw it, I had to like rewind it. I was like, what? I was like, did I see that correctly? It's all pink. But that's pretty much it for the information on this. I mean, there's obviously a lot more, but for this page, it kind of condenses up everything that you did see in the trailer, which is quite nice. Also, they obviously have baby horses in the game that you can raise. I believe you can also rescue or purchase horses, so you could literally have a rescue farm of horses. But let me give you my final thoughts on this pack and let me know what you think about this pack as well. So here are my final thoughts on the entire Horse Ranch pack. Honestly, this is probably one of the packs that I feel like a lot of simmers wanted in the game. For me, I wanted it, but I also wanted them to take their time with it. There's been a lot of packs before that have come out that just felt rushed, or it wasn't finished, or things just, didn't work properly. I'm not going to go through the list today, but I'm sure we can all kind of guess on what those packs are. For this pack, I really do hope that they make sure that it is, built correctly before they release it. I think there's a lot of potential with this pack. I'm not going to get my hopes up because I've learned from previous like Sims 4 drops just to not get my hopes up entirely. So I'm keeping a level head, and then, hopefully as more information drops, maybe those opinions might change. But I truly do hope that a lot of it is more active and not just rabbit holes. I am one, I can get behind, some rabbit holes, but if you're going to do like a horse, competitive events and stuff like that, it would be fun to go out with your Sims and do that and not have them go to a rabbit hole and do that, because I feel like it kind of takes away from the experience of that. I do get that there's a lot that goes behind it, with all the coding and all the animations and stuff like that for that. So it's not like, everything needs to be active, but it would be cool to go to like the show jumping competitions with them and have them actually compete, and you be able to, control, the competition and stuff like that to a degree. I think the other thing too that was nice is we are getting another desert world, but within this desert world, there is still some green shrubberies. I know a lot of people weren't happy with the desert theme of it, but it's based off of Arizona, I'm pretty sure. And, no, Arizona just isn't just desert. I know it's not just deserts in Arizona. So in the trailer, you did see some greenery and shrubbery, which is nice because I'm not like one against the desert worlds, but I'm also not one for desert worlds, if that makes sense. Like they're fine. I like them, but they're not like my favorite. But I will say I understand what they're going for. It's more of a Western theme with this pack, which I think they kind of nailed. I feel like they nailed it for the trailers and stuff like that. Again, I do wish that they do bring an English saddle. I will say that again. And I will request that for modders to make an English saddle, because you just don't jump with a Western saddle. Okay. That's what I learned from horseback riding. But with that, my final thoughts are, I think this pack will be good. I don't think it will be the best expansion pack that we've seen in The Sims 4, but who knows? They could prove me wrong, and it could be one of the best that we've seen. I think it's definitely not the worst expansion pack to be announced. Like, I'm very excited for this. I think, if it's done correctly, it will be a very good expansion pack for it. There's not much information we know with this pack, so this is kind of just a brief, opinion. I know it's very light, but I still wanted to get my opinion on it. So with that being said, I suggest to you guys to keep a level head on this and don't get too excited. Don't get your hopes up just yet. We need to wait a few more weeks to get some more information, but if you follow me on my socials, I do post some updates, some quick updates about, some Sims 4 news and what's going on in the Sims 4 world. So if you follow my socials, I'll probably have more updates for you as like little updates come out. I probably won't make a whole YouTube video on it, but let me know your thoughts about this pack. Like, are you excited for this pack or are you not? Like, what are some of your concerns and, you know, what are you most looking forward to in this pack? But with that, I will end the video here. So thank you so much guys for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and comment what you're excited for with this new pack, and I will see you all on Wednesday.